right, can you see that?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, well, today I'll walk you guys through how to do a Facebook ad. I had a pretty good success my last one. I got 50 leads for like 40 cents a lead, and it was a good ad. So I'm actually currently talking to 3 different people from that ad still, who are normally Facebook ads are a little farther out. They're not ready to go right away. You got to nurture them a little bit, but they're good leads, and you're the only agent contacting them off of that, which is great. So anyway,
I was just going to say, I've done a couple of Facebook ads, but I've not gotten a large return as far as the number of leads on it. So I'll be interested to see what you're doing differently.
Yeah, well, I like going out using listings. Like today, thank you, Tracy. I don't currently have a listing, so we're going to be borrowing one of hers. So if you go to campaigns, I don't know if you're going to walk through with me or what, but go to campaigns here, and you want to, wait a second, create a new ad, and we want a social ad. So this, you want to name your campaign whatever you want. I'm going to call this one 719 Dogwood. And then you have to set up your goal. And my understanding, these buttons really don't do anything other than let KWRI track the results on our ads, so then they can look it over and then make recommendations to help us get better ROI out of them. So today we're going to be advertising a listing. So we want to click that. And normally I run all my ads just on Facebook. I seem to have the better return on investment there again with just running on Facebook. You can do Twitter or Instagram, but whatever your daily spend is, if you only want to spend $20, you have 3 avenues then. So it's, in my opinion, it's better to spend it in one place. So then you want to set up your campaign. Like I said, we're going to do 719 Dogwood. And since this is not my listing, I have to click here, and I want to see all listings. So it should bring it up. Right there it is. So we'll say select it. And it brings you here. And from here, it's kind of a pretty easy walkthrough. You can see this is right out of the listing itself. It brings that right in, which looks good to me, to be honest with you. Your headline, if you look down here, this is where the headline would be. So your headline, you can make whatever you want. I would say, I always do something that's a special attribute of the property. So maybe private yard, just to draw people in. And your description, honestly, I normally just use what it suggests. So you can say shuffle here, and it gives you a whole bunch of different little suggestions. I normally use the schedule a private tour with me today suggestion on all my ads, to be quite honest. So I just hit that, use suggestion. And then you want to come down to the media. If you don't like the picture that's here, that's fine. You can say configure the media. And you would click add more here. It'll bring up all the listings that's already in the system, or all the pictures that are already in the system, which is kind of nice. So if there's something else on the property you want to showcase, like the beautiful kitchen or whatever, you could click on the kitchen. I'm sorry, I keep doing this. And then say preview and crop image. And you can make this image, as long as you fit it in this little bar, you can do what you want. So say you want to showcase that instead of the outside, you could, well, now it's going to be carousel, I'm sorry. So you'd leave this up, and what would happen now is both these would kind of scroll through when the ad's live, or you could delete one out and it would just be this image as well. See how I just scrolled? So they say carousel images, up to 3 or 4 images normally do work better than just a single stagnant image. So that's how you change the media around. Nothing real big there. If you want to, then you come down to configure the ad itself. So make sure when you click that, you have to scroll up 3 inches or so and select your Facebook page. So see how that changed for, instead of saying Cumberland Valley, now it says Cumberland Valley Homes, or Keller Williams, it says Cumberland Valley Homes, because now it's hooked up to my account. If you don't do that and you go to submit the ad, it will just reject it. I normally always use the Facebook lead generation form. Using your site or your landing page, they have to enter their information in. The Facebook lead gen form, the nice thing about that is when they sign up for Facebook, they'll put their information in. And when they use, if you use a lead gen form, it'll pre-populate all their stuff on it for them. So when that lead form comes up and they just hit submit, it's one less barrier for you as the agent for them to have to type in essentially. So you'll get the information normally just right to you. So I do like using the lead gen form. And with that, the lead gen form goes right into the command and the contacts. So it'll bring it right into the system for you. The call to action label, learn more is the best one. I mean, I've read a lot of studies on Facebook ads. They say this is the best performing one. So I would just leave it at learn more. Now the follow-up destination, you can choose to make a landing page and with command here. I have a bunch of them. If you want to make a landing page, that's fine. I think it's better if you just go to your agent website and then copy and paste the website, the listing from the website, because here, of course, you'll get all the information and you still get the lead capture on it, which is nice. So instead of using a landing page, I always use that and then put my, just put your website URL in right here. Targeting, for whatever reason, they set it up at 20 miles. Now, whatever your ad spend is, you're going to be on a 20-mile radius. If you go to custom settings, you can back it down to 15 miles, which, I mean, 15-mile radius of a listing, I think is plenty. That's as small as it can go. But I would personally back it down to 15 miles. There again, you get more bang for your buck out of your dollar spend. Here is where you'd put in your location. So it's going to center 15 miles around Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. And down here, you can add interests. So say you want to go to people who are in the market. So you want to go get people who've already liked Zillow. So type in Zillow. You don't want to do the agent one. You want to hit the consumer end. So you just click Zillow and say save selection. And now everybody who has an interest in Zillow it's going to be more hyper targeted on your list. So I always use Zillow. You can do realtor.com. You can do Trulia. I mean, don't get too specific. Don't put too much there, or else you do shrink it. But do 2 or 3 of the big name websites, and it'll that way, the algorithm of Facebook, it kind of knows who you're looking for, and it'll point your ad towards that direction. So once you have that set up, really it just comes down to your budget. Now with the budget, I personally always do a 10-day campaign, because 10 days, there again, the Facebook algorithm, it takes a couple days for it to figure out who you're looking for. So it might take 2 or 3 days and you don't really see that big of an ad spend. Then on day 3 or 4, you'll see it'll start taking off because it figured out who you wanted to see. So I do 10 days. I do $2 a day normally. So I'll spend $2 per channel, they call it here. I'll do $2 per ad per day. And that seems, the last one I did when I got all those leads, that was $2 a day budget. And there was days when I was getting 5, 6, 7 leads in. So it does work. So then you just save your duration and budget, whatever you want your budget to be. If you want to do a different length, like if you want to do a 30-day ad, or if you want to, or whatever, you just click up these little calendars, and that's how you change your start and your end date. So that's it for that. Then after you have that all filled in, things in the way here, you would just come over here and click Publish Campaign, and it would put it right out for you. Normally on a Keller or a Facebook campaign, I've seen it takes, I don't know, 12 hours or so for it to get approved. If you're not seeing anything in a day or two, there's something wrong. So I would cancel it, and who knows what it is. I know a lot of times people will put a lot of pictures, like they'll put a lot of text on the picture here. You don't want to do that. I think it can only contain like 30% text, but the more text that you put on the picture, the less reach the ad gets. So this little DBA logo that they put down here is all I would recommend on your pictures. Let your up here to do the talking for you. So that's really it. Then you say Publish Campaign, and then the next thing is on the follow-up, which I know Nate touched on last week with creating a custom smart plan. The one that I would highly recommend is the Marty Miller smart plan. It's the Marty Miller 4.0 66-day challenge. It's a YouTube video that he put out. And there's a part 1 and a part 2. And he'll walk you through it step by step in the video. But the nice thing about the video, if you go down to the information under it, here's everything that you need that you can just copy and paste to make the smart plan. It tells you what to say, how to set the delay, make a phone call, how to say, and just, I copied this verbatim, changed it a little bit here and there just to make it fit my personality. But this smart plan is what really worked. Now, if you don't have a Twilio account, get one. I mean, because you want to have the capability to do texting. And once you get that, they're going to default you to a number in Texas, I think, is the prefix. So if you write Twilio, just go to their customer service and say, I want a local 717 number, they'll change it. And I think it costs $1 a month to have a 717 number. But then everybody out of your smart plan is going to have a 717 area code hitting them, not something out of Texas or whatever. So you get a lot better response rate. It's a good $1 a month spent. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
Yeah, well, that's really it. I know it's not the whole half hour here. I went a little quick, but setting them up, setting up an ad is not too involved. I mean, Command makes it pretty smooth, to be quite honest with you.
So I have a crazy question, and
Sure.
I'm interested in your feedback or what you might have heard. I was listening to a video training, and I don't even remember what it was, and it was within the past month or two. And they were talking relative to the radius of where you send out your Facebook ad campaign. Like you had mentioned, to keep it close to, 15, 20 miles, something like that. So if you're working with a listing that could potentially be attractive to people from, especially with us being in central PA, people from perhaps larger areas like Philadelphia or Baltimore wanting to escape the city, and now with so many people working from home, if you had a listing that could potentially appeal to somebody like that, is going out that far detrimental?
I would say, yeah. If you want to do that, I would do 2 separate ads, run one in the Philly area and then one run here. That way you can still keep your 15-mile radiuses or wherever you want to set it, versus running an 80-mile radius and you're casting a huge net at that point.
Well, that was kind of my thinking as well, but I wasn't sure how to run it just pertinent to that particular area, since it's not our area.
Where you would do, where would it be? Right here, where you're going to select the location under the Facebook ad category. Instead of saying Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania,
you could just type in wherever.
Yeah, just type in Philadelphia.
Oh, duh, that was easy.
That's good.
And then you'll do a 15-mile radius out of Philadelphia, and you can run that same ad.
That's
That's
obvious.
what I would do.
That's so obvious, and I thought it had to be the radius of where the listing was located. So thanks for that. That was really easy.
Yeah, just create a whole separate ad, and then that way you can hyper target where you want that one to go. And in Philly, I mean, they might have different verbiage. I don't know the market there, but you could change a lot about it. You can make it more Philly-esque if you want to.
Right. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like this.
Yeah, it works. It works. Now, the fruits in the follow-up, I'm sure you've all heard that 100 times. In Facebook ads, that's so true, because people will click my ad, then your ad, then Valerie's ad, and they'll click 100 different realtors, so you get 10 different people coming onto them. But most realtors, the studies I found, like after 2 or 3 attempts with the Facebook ad, they just back off. So that's the nice thing about the smart plan, the Marty Miller one. It texts and texts and emails and texts, and you stay in their face with it. So I found, even just with the ad I just ran, it took about 5 to 7 contacts before the line of communication even opened up.
Go ahead, Mona.
You used
thank you.
Miller's? Is that what you used?
Yeah, it was the 66-day plan is the one I used.
So what does he do? So then he teaches you, it just automatically keeps you in contact with the people that have submitted a lead?
Yep, well, with the smart plan, if I can with this, yeah, what it does is you'll go in, you'll set up your smart plan, and on day one, as soon as you attach that smart plan to them, they'll get this text, and then you'll set a delay for a day. So the next day nothing happens, and then the next day 3 it reminds you to make a phone call, and then day 4 you'll set a delay, and day 5 it'll text them for you, and pretty much day 5 out, it's a text, it's an email, it's a text. So it automatically puts you in front of them, you know, and all you have to do, if they would respond to that text, you'll get a notification on your Kelly saying, hey, this person just responded, and you can log right back into command and text them back through command, and then it'll keep a data log for you, essentially. You'll get to see, you know, all the conversations you had since the very beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. It keeps you organized, and for somebody like me, it's very important. So.
Me too.
So that was my question, Chad, with the communication coming from command and a different phone number than your cell phone. So when someone does respond, it doesn't come to your cell phone, it's coming to command?
It comes to command, yes. So you'll get, like, you can see a notification if you have Kelly downloaded, the app, it'll come through Kelly, and you'll know that you have something through Kelly. Now, you have to be in command to text back from that number. So if you want to text them back on that number, you can. Honestly, what I did, the very first text that goes out, I tell them that this is a text line, you know, this is my office text line. If you want to contact me, please call me directly at, and I'll give them my cell phone number at that point.
Okay.
So just to make them aware. But yeah, if you want to text them back from the Twilio number, you can do it, but you have to be in command to do that.
Okay. And you said about like $1 extra for a 717 number. What actually are the costs affiliated with Twilio itself?
You have to, my understanding is you have to have a $20 account. Like you have to hold a $20 budget in the account all the time. Well, it's $20 to start the account. Let me rephrase that. Once it dips under $10, it'll charge your card and bring it back up to $20. It tries to keep $20 in the account. So it's $20 initially to get it set up, and then $1 a month recurring charge to hold the local number.
Okay. And then are there, like, every text or whatever goes through there as a charge to your
Yep,
account?
and it's
Okay.
cheap. It's like, it's a percentage of a cent. I mean, it's not very
Okay.
much. With all the with the 50 people that I was texting with, it was on this smart plan. So I mean, there's a lot of texting and back and forth. And I think I spent $9 keeping in touch with them through the whole plan. So
Okay.
it didn't cost very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Chad, I have another question.
Sure.
The other day when you were talking about this on one of our team meeting calls, you mentioned how you had found the composition of the ad itself should include emojis and things like that. Where did you find the recommendation on how to structure the content of the ad?
Well, a lot of
using that and so forth.
I consume a lot of content, to be honest with you. I'm always listening to the advertising kind of podcasts and things like that. And there was a study a realtor out in Salt Lake City did on, he runs a lot of Facebook stuff. His name's Dustin Brome. And anyway, he did a study on his Facebook ad campaigns, and he was getting like a 36% better rate, initial communication rate with ads that had tasteful emoji usage. So you don't want to go crazy and put 100 pictures, but 2 to 3 emojis in the thing, it catches your eye in a sea of ads, is how he put it.
So that was really it, just going on that recommendation and then using just a few conservatively and okay. Got it.
That's really what I found out. Now I started adapting that practice and adopting the practice, and it works. I mean, I'm seeing more engagement. I gotta say.
Great, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, my click per cost went down probably 15 cents or so per ad. You know, it made a difference. So anything that stretches that budget, I like.
Right.
Good to know. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, now I'm pretty sure on the KW agent portal, do I have that pulled up? Nate put some stuff up on there too. Where was it, Nate? Yeah. If you come down to the very
Oh, I
bottom of the portal page, here's a PDF of Nick Baldwin, who's another big, he's like Marty Miller. He's big on the whole Facebook smart plan stuff. Here's his plan. But if you go to the 21 Facebook ad examples and click this, it just brings up a PDF of that Keller Williams International put out, KWRI, of ads that are working currently. So if you need any ideas or you want to see how people are wording them for ads that are actually working, this is a good resource. Here's a whole bunch of ads that you could kind of get ideas and copy and paste, I should say. So that's on the portal page.
Awesome. Good to know that.
Yeah, take a look at it. It is a good resource. So,
Good deal.
well, any more questions I can help anybody with?
Those were mine.
Okay.
Not right now, but I might call you later.
Feel free to. Honestly, I can walk
We're
you
gonna have
through.
you on a hotline.
Not a problem. No, if you have any questions, email me, call me. My cell phone's 717-648-5198. Email me. It's just my name, Chad Gelbaugh @kw.com. If you have any questions, please feel free and reach out. I don't know everything, but I've played with it enough that I could probably help you.
And I can
Okay,
just knock on the
Thank
wall.
you.
Yeah, and I can just knock on the wall, Tracy. if you need anything, I'll be over.
Thank you so much, Chad. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
no
this is
problem.
great.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for
Well,
all the
hey,
good
Good
info.
luck, everyone.
you
All
all
right.
have a good day, and let me know if you guys actually get any ad or leads and convert. It always excites me to hear stuff like that.
Sure.
okay,
I
will
will.
do.
Let me
Have a
know how
great
many
day,
you
guys.
get, Chad, off of the listing. Go sell it.
I'm sorry, you cut out, Tracy. What'd you say?
I said, let me know how many you get off of the ad from the listing.
Oh, I will.
And I said, go sell
I'm
it.
gonna
Go sell it
do
to
it.
someone.
I'll bring you a buyer.
Okay, good. All right. Have a great day, guys.
Okay,
Take care,
thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Just you and me, Chad, are on.
Just us. Bye, Tracy.
And then